Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake, we are awake, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
There is no scientific model of the earth. There is no scientific model of the earth.
This is Michael Tyson. You probably know me better as Iron Mike, but I don't go by Iron Mike no more because I used to be a monster. I'm a different person now. I'm all about happiness. But what is happiness? I'll tell you what happiness is. Every time I listen to my favorite show, Iron Realm Media. It's a truther show on YouTube.
And a TGIF to you all. Happy Friday. Welcome to Have No Sphere, right here on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. Didn't have a whole lot planned for tonight. It's going to be a busy, busy weekend for lots of folks. Lots of emotions, lots of high energies, lots of low energies, lots of energies all around. So we thought it might just be the best idea to take it slow, take it easy, pop in and catch up because we didn't get to say hi last week with all that was going on. So we definitely wanted to not miss 2 in a row and get a chance to say hi. So let's say hello to the fellas, starting off with Mr. Walter Johnson. You might recognize his channel, Flat Earth Head, here on the YouTubes. Walter, how are you doing?
Fumbling for the mic button again. It got lost beneath all the typing I was doing to the lovely, lovely people there in the chat who I had just finally gotten to and had just gotten started, not expecting to be introduced first since I was the last to arrive. Usually that's my punishment. I get introduced last, but thank you for getting me out there first. Yeah, you might recognize my channel. I don't anymore. I don't even know where it's at. I haven't even done a promo over there for our shows over here, really. I think the last one maybe was Stellium and Campbell, maybe. Mike and Campbell, maybe. I could be wrong. Who knows? I'll go over there one day. What have I done lately for you people? I did throw a thing up somewhere. Maybe it was in the was that on Patreon? Or did I put that in the Telegram? I'll have to check. I think it's still only in Patreon, which means I need to throw it over there to you other fine folks, so you can hear my tweetling and diddling and all that. But as you said, definitely an emotional filled week. Zack will fill us in on why he wasn't there. I was about to, and that's really not my place. But yeah, as Zach will soon tell you, it's quite the big week and weekend there, and
And that was
lots
the
of
only.
love still heading that way. What
Uh,
was that? I'm sorry.
well, definitely, yeah. Make sure you're sending your continued love, prayers, and support over there to the Knodel household. But yeah, that was the only reason I wanted to get you first, so that once we did
Yeah,
introduce
good
Zach,
deal.
Zach could just kind of take it and run, and not have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
worry about anything.
That's
So
cool deal. Sounds
yeah,
like a plan. So you're thinking. I'm not even awake enough to think coffee's kicking in. But yep, definitely love you guys and glad you all are here. And thank you all for the love and the support that goes through us. And we definitely send it their way and we feel it as well. It's definitely, we've lost a family member.
yeah,
Definitely.
we did, and there's a lot of people that feel like that, which I think really speaks to the impact, the vacuum, if you will, that is left. Let's say hello to Zachary Zabala. He's got a channel here on YouTube. Good times for all. We're going to spell that for you because it can be a little tricky. You know what? On second thought, F it, figure it out yourself. Zach, how are you doing?
Damn right. Figure it out yourself. Um,
Right.
doing better. Doing better. It's been a week for sure. You know, a lot of tears, a lot of happy memories shared, a lot of, more tears but the breakdowns are happening, further and further apart. I know this weekend's going to be hard, you know. It's we've been we've had a couple people over. We have a couple people from Denver that actually, Bob and Cami grew up with from way back in the day, and we've been having. So that's. I apologize for not being here this morning, everybody. We're up to like 3:30 telling stories about Bob, just hanging out in the garage, and yeah, it was a blast getting to know some of the people that he grew up with. Like knew him before he was the Bob any of us knew. Yeah, just so much fun. Um, but yeah, it's getting easier. The more we talk about it, and the more we just keep remembering it. Yeah, it's just he's gonna be in our memories for a very long time. You're gonna see things, especially here in the household, that are gonna remind you, of Bob. And he wouldn't want us to break down. Jaron has been so strong, so strong. Is Bob is so proud of Jaron right now. I know he is. I can just feel it. He's been, and Cami as well. Of course she's been, you know, having a very rough time with this, but she's getting that now that I need to be strong, you know, not just for Jaron, but because Bob would want me to be. He didn't marry a wuss, you know, and she has been. She's just been. I'm very impressed by both of them, and just it helps. It helps me, be strong. I haven't broken down in front of another man like that from when I broke down in front of Jaron. Um, it's been a long time since I couldn't control my emotions, and it was a good lesson. It's okay. You almost forget how traumatic experiences can be sometimes when you don't have them for a while. And when they do hit you, it's really, man. But it's been a good week. As far as we've been going for walks every day. Um, Everybody, we've taken people with us on a lot of the walks. But yeah, Jaron, Cami, and I are going to start walking the dogs and stuff, and just staying in shape. We're going to keep it going, get healthy again, get healthier. than we are. It did. It took a lot out of all of us, especially Cami. Just the stress and the worry for that long of a period of time, and the getting better, and then the getting back, slipping back into getting worse. And then it was a roller coaster, just that part of it. It really was. It was a lot. Oh man, just so strong. Cami and Jaron both. But Jaron has impressed me a lot. I hope that I can be as strong as him. If I ever have to face this with my mother, God forbid, but when that time comes, if I'm still around, I hope I could be as strong as Jaron has been. For as young as he is, he's acting like a man. And I'm proud. I'm proud to call him my friend, really. But yeah, I've been going over this speech in my head, and I've said it to a few different people now. So I might be able to get through this without crying, but I'm gonna try it here. About what Bob meant to me. I first saw Bob on Glowbusters. That's where I first saw Bob. And I looked at him like a teacher. He was a really good teacher at first. And then I started learning more and just seeing how passionate he was about truth and about wanting to know, how things really work and what's going on in this place and what can we actually, test and verify ourselves. And how he was very adamant when he, believed himself to be correct on something. He held firm on that. He would always look at other options, but he wasn't just gonna, give in under some type of a peer pressure or something like that. That wasn't Bob. And he became more of like a hero to me, Hey, that's what made me want to go out there and start making all the types of videos and stuff like that. And then I got invited to join FE Core, and I started talking with Bob a little bit. He treated me more, I was more like a peer now. I was still a student to him, but he treated me like a peer now. He asked for my opinion on things, and that just blew me away. And then, I almost 5 years ago now, I moved in to the household with him and Cami and Jaron. And it wasn't like I was planning to move in. I just went there to go do some yard work, to redo their backyard and get it all landscaped real nice so they could sell it. And we just hit it off. And yeah, I've been with them, ever since. And Bob became a really, really good friend of mine. And then the more and more that we talked, he became kind of like a father to me almost. I didn't know my dad. I knew my dad till I was about 9 years old. And then I never saw him again until he was laying on his deathbed. But Bob, just all that wisdom that he has, he was always willing to any question I had. And it was amazing because it wasn't like he was always a teacher or a friend or a peer he was all of those things. And depending on what I would ask him, he always knew who to be when he answered back. Should I answer this as a father? Should I answer this as a friend? Should I answer it as, a teacher or a peer? Or he knew. He knew me. There's a handful of people out there. 2 of them are on the show tonight that I would say know me. And yeah, he knew how to just make it make sense to me. Whatever question I had, even if he didn't know the answer, he gave me an idea on how to either look at it or a place to go to research it further. It wasn't just, a certain topic that Bob was interested in. Bob's been a researcher for much longer than just flat Earth. I mean, he's probably forgotten more than I know of the things that he knew just even before flat Earth. And yeah, I'm just blessed. I really am. It still hasn't dawned on me yet how incredible and just blessed of a life I have got to live these last few years. I had the ear of Bob Knodel whenever I wanted. Very few times was Bob ever too busy to stop doing something, to give me time. And I don't think I could ever put a price on that. That's one of those things like waking up. I would not trade the last 5 years for $10 million if you offered that to me today and said, but you have to forget the last 5 years. I would, no, absolutely not. I wouldn't do it. It has been an honor to to have Bob consider me a friend and a close friend at that, he even told me. But yeah, it's time to get off my ass. This lit a fire under me. I mean, I know it was a lot more taxing on Cami and Jaren. Oh, but watching him go through what he had to go through. Oh, sorry. It was hard on me too.
I'm sure it is, man. You definitely don't have to be sorry.
But I'll never forget him. I know that. And yeah, I know how blessed I am. To know Bob in a way that a lot of people didn't get to know Bob. And some of the conversations we had and the things that we shared with each other, I'll be taking them with me to my grave, wherever that may be. Some of the conversations we had, I've told him things I never told anybody, and he never judged me one time, never. Got shocked a couple times, but never judged me, not once. Never looked at me with any type of disgust, anything like that. He was a true friend. Oh, and I'm gonna miss him. But he wouldn't want us sitting around dwelling and full of grief, and you know, he wouldn't want that. He'd want us to move forward and keep fighting the fight. That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, that was Bob to me. Like I said on the show Tuesday morning, one of the only ways I can describe it to a Harry Potter nerd is, you know, he's my Dumbledore. That's what Dumbledore was to Harry. That's what Bob was to me. It was all that stuff wrapped up into one. Just an amazing individual, and it's still, I can't believe it that I got so much time with him like I did. It's just dawning on me now how, you know, how, I mean, I always knew I was blessed. I always have felt very grateful for my, you know, the way Bob and Cami have welcomed me into their home and just taken me in, you know, like family. But it never really dawned on me having, you know, these three geniuses, no joke, three of them, to ask questions to, you know, and I still have two of them. It's just, yeah, I don't know what else to tell y'all, but follow your feet, follow your heart. I mean, this is where it's led me. I was not happy doing what I was doing when I was living back in Indiana. You know, I've been wanting to go on my walkabout for 20 something years, and I finally followed my heart, and life has been a blessing ever since. I don't know what else to say, but there's amazing things out there just waiting, you know, really. Never would I ever have believed when I took my first step that I was going to get to live with Bob Knodel for years and do some of my greatest thinking and collaborating, putting together tests and experiments. And, you know, we did some pretty cool stuff together. And none of that would have happened if I wouldn't have followed my heart and just taken that first step. So yeah, if there's something out there that you really want and you've been wanting to do it forever, but you're scared, just do it. You're never going to know what's going to happen unless you give it a try. Okay, I'm done rambling. I've been rambling like an idiot now for a couple minutes.
Not at all. You've been sounding like quite a beautiful person.
I love you guys. I really do.
Love you.
We love you too.
Love that whole family, man. And you know, you're right. Bob wouldn't want us to be upset, but it's hard. God damn it. It's hard because it's always what could have been. You know, he numerously told me to call. He gave me his number, his home number, his personal phone number, and I never used it because I didn't want to intrude. I knew how busy he was with all the people, the shows, the family. So I didn't have those conversations, you know, that I could have. Yeah, give me a second.
For sure, Walter. Ah.
8 years, I suppose, I've known Walter. And I've never once met him. Bob, I got to meet as they were moving on their trip from Colorado, South Carolina. Yep. When I lived in O'Fallon, there was a hotel just basically right behind our backyard. Well, I guess it was our front yard of this house, but we could see it. It was just within a stone's throw. So I convinced Cami to convince Bob to stay there on their drive-through because it was right off the highway. It was just like a perfect spot, and I thought it would work well for me a chance to get to meet them. And sure enough, they did. They stayed. So I've actually met Cami, met Bob, and met Jaron. Although I don't know if Jaron remembers having met me. Now that I say that out loud, as much as we've played together, I don't know that he would put those two together. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. If he even knows that was you.
I wonder if he remembers stopping in Missouri to spend the night, yeah, and meeting me. But I will say this, Bob was tired. And like you, Walter, I was trying so hard not to intrude because, fuck, they've been on the road all day. They're tired, they're hungry, they just want to relax. And now here's these two strangers come busting in their freaking hotel room with fucking some thin crust pizza bullshit, toasted raviolis, and some crazy St. Louis food. So really, yeah, I just tried to throw food at them and skedaddle so that they could rest up for the trip. But even as tired as they were still quite hospitable. And that's just the memories I have of the one time I got to meet them in person. The impact that Globebusters as a channel, as a show, had on my awakening process was massive. But then the impact that Bob personally had on me and the way I think and the way I see things and view things, and again, my sort of coming up in all this was instrumental. Just absolutely instrumental. Again, he just leaves such a vacuum that it's going to be near impossible to fill. And we says, tell him pizza on the trip over. He might remember. He might
I was
not.
laughing to that very thing.
If he would have gamed that night, he would have remembered. Well, we'll see if he remembers having ever eaten like pizza on a cracker. Turning 20 into August. That is insane.
That's wild. That is just wild. And he's funny too. He's got the sarcasm down. And he's finally getting my old man sense of humor and learning that, when I say certain words, it's different.
Like what?
Like gay.
Gotcha. Not that you say them different, but the context in which you use them may be a little different.
Yeah. When I grew up, you said, yeah, that's gay. It had nothing to do with the person's sexual orientation or anything like that. We really want to get technical like Jaron always does. Gay means happy. All right. So, yeah, he's learning that, and it's hard for him because he's very like, me and Cami were talking about this earlier. Like when he learned a trunk was like, a trunk that has a lid and a latch, and it was kind of big and you could put a lot of stuff. That's a trunk. Then you go over here and point to the tree and say, this is the tree's trunk. He's like, well, no, or an elephant trunk. No, that's not a trunk. This is a trunk. He's very, he has that computer oriented mind.
Uh-huh. If you
There's
start
only
defining it
one.
multiple ways, how are you ever going to know when you're using it one time to the next?
Yes.
Oh, I get it.
And he's always had trouble with that. So he was always like, God, why do you say that? It's like, dude, I'm not meaning it like that, okay? Like, I grew up in the 90s. It's a little different. I don't know what to tell you. That was just what we said when something, you know, wasn't
when
cool.
something was gay.
Yeah, when something was gay, it was like, dude, that's just gay. It had nothing to do with sexual orientation or anything like that. Nothing. So he's finally starting to get it that, okay, language is very fluid. It is. Things can mean one thing over here and to one person, and another person over here, it could mean something totally different. And that's okay. But yeah, he doesn't, he had trouble with that.
Yeah. I will say that I grew up very similarly, to the point that once I sort of started to find my voice and speak up for myself and argue back and, speak out of turn, when as a child I thought maybe I should be heard every once in a while. I was very sort of legalistic. And with that and the Socratic method in which I have basically always argued, that it made arguing with me very frustrating, to the point that I think that's why most of my family doesn't talk to me anymore, or talks to me, but it's very superficial. And why the subject of flat earth has never come up is because they don't want to trigger that in me and see the argumentative Josh come out, where it does get a little legalistic and say, all right, well, if we're going to define the words, we're going to define the words, and that's how we're going to use them. And if you're going to start throwing other words around, then I'm going to expect that you're defining them normally too. So you got to be careful what you say, because I'm going to hold you to it. And I have a pretty, again, really odd memory of being able to recall shit too. So all of that has made people not want to argue with me, all over language and words. Bottom line, I'm just rambling at this point. This is why we should have did make it a short show. And I did reach out to John the Morgile this morning in hopes that he might be able to come on and just hang out. I think he's probably having a bit of a hard time too. And it was just one of those impulsive things. It's like somebody came and whispered in my ear, what about the Morgile? I thought, what about the Morgile? I wonder how he's doing. Only one really good way to do it, and that's reach out, invite him on. Unfortunately, I've not heard anything as of yet, but I don't really expect to. But there's always, next week there's always more time. I was just trying to show support and act impulsively, as I tend to do.
It happens. I actually just realized I had a message waiting for me from Plain Permaculture. And he has reached out. And at some point, hopefully anyway, when he's a little bit more settled, right now he's working on some properties, his own stuff, trying to get some things, a presentation he's working on ready for YouTube. But as soon as all that's kind of together, he said he will definitely come hang out with us. Have no fear. So that is cool to hear. We haven't talked to Scott in quite a while.
That is cool. Yeah, because I've still got the little Plain Permaculture thing in my list of photos that every time I'm scrolling looking for something, I see like, oh yeah.
Actually, quite a few people have reached out here lately on Telegram. So it's been really growing as a platform. I'm being silly. It's already a platform.
I'm actually looking at chat, Cami, and see that he does want to come on, and he is confirmed. Shall I send him the link where I sent the message? Because it still doesn't appear that he's even seen the message as of yet, let alone having responded to the message.
Yeah, no, we're going to see him tomorrow, actually. So we'll get all that situated and squared away. Yeah, he's going to be at the meetup in the park.
So, yeah, he's just confirmed for next Friday.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, next Friday, she said. She popped
Okay,
in
gotcha.
tonight. Thank you. Line producer, Dos Extraordinarios.
Extraordinarios.
Good deal. Yeah, there was.
Ah,
I heard there was some issues where he was only getting messages on his phone or not getting messages on his phone. That's the same kind of bullshit I got to go through.
I know. It feels like one thing works, another one blows up.
Yep. Or I'm trying to
Ah,
shut the notifications off on my phone so it's not going crazy, and somehow I shut them off across the whole platform. So now I get no notifications ever, and it's a whole thing. So it's just this constant battle.
yeah. Oh, I know. I went to Telegram with a purpose, not just to go catch up on notes. Give me a moment, and I will give you some cat time, as I promised this morning. But I can't because Josh won't let me.
Never. I have yet to hear you pledge your fealty to me.
Hey, you guys got to write and ask Sharon in the Discord if he's published yet, just to get on him.
All right. Wait.
I'm open.
I've been getting on him all day now, and he's actually getting perturbed with me. But I'm pushing him because, Cami always said he doesn't like when he doesn't finish things, and I mean it's been ready at least to put it out. You can always make adjustments and make upgrade the version. Well, it'll be 1.2 or whatever, or one blah blah blah. We can do that, but he gets down on himself for not finishing stuff that he starts. He doesn't like doing that. And so I told him, I was like, I'm the same way, bud. But when I have somebody on my butt saying, hey, we need to get this done, I tend to get it done and do it just to shut him up. I was like, so I'm going to be annoying. Yeah, I'm going to be annoying until you publish this thing. So yeah, we're going to get it published.
Message sent.
All right, awesome. He's going to be so pissed at me. Oh, I can see him coming out in the garage. Oh my God. Cracks me up. There's Nemo. Nemo's probably sent him one too now already.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he's such a good kid, dude.
So, here's a question. Just curious if you know the answer.
He's my favorite. Sorry, I'm doing kid. Oh man, I didn't know how you zoom in.
I dig your shirt.
Oh man, how do I zoom in? I know that shirt's pretty awesome, isn't it? Oh Lord, now how do I make it go back? Oh, I'm breaking everything. He's such a cutie. That's my little buddy. That's the one with the ear flaps. Anyway, all right. I think you were speaking about. Oh, look at Liz's favorite, I think. Yeah, my favorite. The little eyes. He's so cutie. All right, I think that's it. That's it. There's that idiot. We don't need to see him. We're seeing up at his idiot ass. All right, there we go. Kitty time over. You were saying, good sir?
Was I?
I think you were, and I was all kittying up, being silly.
I don't remember what I was saying. If I was saying something before the kitties.
I broke it, most likely.
I was admiring your shirt.
Oh, the shirt. That's it.
But it seems like there was something before.
I know a guy.
And there was something before that. I forget.
It made me think of something too when you said the shirt. What was it? Talking to James a lot of late. A lot. I'm really bad at responding, as everybody knows. But we have talked quite often lately. How about that? Is that better? So we could definitely get him on here again soon and catch up. See how his
Hello,
boy
Jane.
is doing, growing. The whole family, not just his son. I mean, we can check on everybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably ought to
man.
buckle down and start booking some guests for this show. That way they don't all
Well, I've
end
been
up being
working
short
on it.
like this.
I promise, behind the scenes, as you see with playing there. I mean, he reached out to me first, but of course I turned it into a show invite, like you do, crassly.
Hmm.
But definitely, it was good to talk to Nachiketa this morning, catch up with him, find out that not all the world is insane as America, but some of it is, and some is more. So, but yeah, definitely go check today's show out from this morning if you missed it. We had quite a good little conversation, or at least it was good for me. I enjoyed it. I got a lot out of it talking to everybody, Andrew, and that other dude that showed up at the end there.
That one guy.
Oh, but yeah, I love everybody that was there this morning. It was fun, and we had quite a conversation. Or five. It was Jonathan from Jersey, if you didn't know. That's who it was, and I was being sick.
Well, that is kind of
What
why.
was,
Go ahead, Zach.
I was just going to ask, what was the most abrupt thing mentioned this morning from Jonathan? There's usually always one.
Ah. Oh, well, you see.
He did make a joking interruption to Andrew, I think, just about there was a comment about what was it? Satanic ritual abuse, I think. And then
That would
Jonathan,
be the
being
one.
Jonathan, decided to step in and, obviously point it out, but then there was a whole thing there. But mostly it was all about his foot fetishes. Well, not his particular, but he was mentioning them.
Wait, now you're assuming a lot there. I mean,
Okay, we'll pretend I'm assuming.
just because he mentions it almost every show, um, you know.
So there was that.
Quentin Tarantino. That silence was for you, Bob.
It sure was. Not me trying to read Liz's comment. Liz says she remembers when there was a Friday when Bob came to her rescue. She was locked out of this chat, which still pisses me off to this day.
I know, I remember that.
Like, still love to figure out how the fuck that happened. Anyway, when Liz got locked out of this chat, she was wrenched, but no one could see her still. But luckily, Bob was in this chat and in Jaren's chat where she could be seen, and Bob was the intermediary, the liaison between myself and her, and we got her all sorted. But we didn't because I couldn't figure it out, so I just pulled everybody's wrench because who in the fuck is going to block Liz? Then nobody gets a wrench.
Yeah,
And we started from scratch.
that's blasphemy. We messes with our Iron Maiden. So what should our first Globebusters back? I'm gonna start doing a presentation for every Globebusters and get it, as Bob-esque as I can get, with all the, bunch of technicals all laid out, put together, and just give a nice little half hour, 45 minutes, something like that presentation. We can all chat about it there on the show. Kind of like Bob did. Just try to make Globebusters, it's been hard on Globebusters. It has, not having Bob in there. He was, the one who usually planned out all the stuff we talked about on the Sunday shows. And yeah, it's hard to do week after week after week after week after week. Try to bring something new like that, but I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things. And I think I know what I'm going to do.
Hit those basics. Hit the fundamentals.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go back and watch once we get everything kind of settles down, you know, with all the memorials and everything and the family and all that stuff. We're going to go back into a lot of the old Glowbuster shows. I'm just going to start. We're going to be putting them on Rockfin and places like that, but I'm going to be watching them and watch some of the old presentations because they're brilliant. They're just, you know, like you said, go back to the basics. And who covered all that stuff better than Bob? All the links are right there for you. Just got to go find like those articles and just kind of cover it again. I mean, he put so much time and effort into researching this stuff and logging it and, you know, putting it in his little catalog and everything. It's just a plethora of knowledge sitting on these hard drives. And because, yeah, they're not on any of they might be on some of the, I think Alex, TrueTube, he has the Flat Earth. Oh, what is it? What's that thing called? Where it shows channels and when they're on and this and that, like a TV guide almost. The Flat Earth Guide. He has one of those. And I think he has all, like every flat earther. He had 21 terabytes or something like that. That he was just downloading everything he could that was flat earth related, like whole channels, flat earth channels. So I know a lot of it's still out there, but it's like finding it and this and that. I mean, people came to Glowbusters for that stuff, to see that kind of technical talk. And there's a lot of new people coming into it all the time. So yeah, going back over the basics, I think is a great idea, Josh.
Well, I
And
know
then sprinkle in some new stuff.
I think it's one of those things that Bob was kind of passionate about too, is kind of drilling those fundamentals, making sure that the preponderance of evidence was self-evident.
Yeah. And he definitely drilled it, you know, from like every side, every angle. Yeah, just those basics and showing that it's not just this city skyline you can see. That's too far away. Like you said, it's a preponderance of evidence. It's not just, it's like, where is the curve? So yeah, I know Jaron and Austin, they definitely want to get the show, you know, back to the old form. And yeah, I think that's what Bob would want. Are you guys ready? Hey, Jaron, did you publish that map yet?
It's published? Is that what you're saying? Awesome. I am ready.
Good job publishing that map, Jerry. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Love you guys.
Yeah, he's a bit of a perfectionist. It's like, but I want to do this and I want to do that. I was like, I know, but just do it.
I think the
Crack
only
that
way to
whip.
really get it done and well is to get it all locked down private on your own server so nobody could ever see it or play it, and you just devote all the time to tweaking it and changing every small little thing back and forth, one to the other and then back again, and then you'll just take up all your time and nobody will ever play it. And I think that'd be great.
One or two. One or two. Two? Okay. Now, two or three. Two or three. Two or three. Two? Okay. Two or four. Two or four. Four? Okay. 4 or 5.
But you're sure not about one?
How about one? Let's throw one back in the mix. Can I see two again?
And I get it. I get why he's so, because the stuff that he's working on, it's not like the decorating part that I do and the design part of the map. That, is here nor there, really. What he worries about is his codes working, his program that he's writing, working properly, and making sure nobody can somehow find a way to get advantage over other players, by what he did. He thinks about things that I don't even think about. He's like, I just want to make sure they can't go and drive off this part here or this or that, and get to a place where they can't get killed and blah blah blah. I mean, I get it, but I want publish. I'm impatient like that, but I understand what he's, It's the same thing about a song. Well, how many times have you rewritten a song or changed it or tweaked it or,
Yeah, ask Jerry. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
ask Jeremy. I'm reading some other crap and trying to talk to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Got to
saying.
close
It's like,
Telegram. Okay, closing Telegram. Sorry. Yeah, I'm very, very much that person. So I do it. That's to my detriment. That's why my editing kind of went to the wayside because it just is. Yeah. But I'm back on
Cool.
it and trying to ride that horse again.
I've been playing my guitar lately. Man, my fingers are so weak. Like after
Soft
the first
tips.
day playing, soft tips
Yeah.
bad. After the first day playing, I got about 20 minutes in, and I was happy. I was like shocked that my fingers were still working. Usually it's not that you can't push down; it's that your fingertips just don't hold the string hard enough
Mm-hmm.
to make it make the noise you want. It's like you're muffling the string, not holding the string down. And it didn't start doing that, so I just kept going. And the next day, as soon as I touched the strings, oh, my fingertips were on fire. As soon as I laid them on those strings, it was like, nope, you're playing for like 2 minutes today. So I just did some blues, a little bit easier on the fingertips than playing chords.
So there's a thing I did years and years ago that I don't recommend you do. But it can help. So super glue is the thing, and you put it on your tips of your fingers so that they get really dry, and so it creates like a fake callus. And so the only drawback is it will wear away into the grooves of your wound strings, and you'll have to clean that out of those grooves. And the only thing to really clean it out of there with is stuff that is dangerous to the finish of your guitar. So weigh all that and decide if you want to do it or not.
Nah.
But when you're hurting and wanting to play and you're like, 18,
Yeah.
19,
Yeah.
you think, oh, super glue might work here. And it does for about 3 or 4 hours. So it just wears into the grooves and then you're hurting again.
It is. It's healing. Playing, at least I know playing my guitar. And it was weird because at first I was like pretending like I was singing to somebody. It was like I lost my groove. Usually when I would, back in the day when I would play and sing, it wasn't like I was trying to sing to somebody and being loud and this and that. It was all real quiet and close to, the guitar. It was more like I was singing to my guitar. And that was the only person that needed to hear it. And I finally last night got back into that. I don't know, when I try to sing out loud, like, tilt my head back and really belt out a little bit, my voice starts hurting way too quick. I'm not a singer. And I sound like crap. So I don't like doing it. But yeah, it's like I found my musical groove again last night. Where the guitar and my voice were like the same volume almost. It just felt right. Yeah, it's kind of like riding a bike. At first you're a little wobbly, and then you get back into your groove, and it's like, oh yeah, there it is. But it's nice to know I can always just go back and play the guitar. And it doesn't take that long, to get your strumming back and that control. I can strum it like this. I can strum it like this. I can strum it like this. There's 10 different ways to strum the guitar to make it make a different noise. And when you get all those back, it's awesome, the stuff that can come out of that little hole in your guitar.
What was I just watching? On an acoustic. Oh, of Nuno, of course. I'm on a Nuno kick right now. Nuno Betancourt. There's a song that he has out there where it's just him on an acoustic guitar. I'll have to find it. I'll drop it in chat. And yeah, his rhythmic approach is beyond phenomenal. It's almost like a guitarist who plays drums. I don't know if you know the separation needed to play drums, but it makes something different happen on the guitar if you can do that. I don't know. Just rhythmically beyond measure. He is phenomenal. And I wish I could do some of those crazy right hand things he does on that acoustic, but I'm not quite there yet. Here, I'll drop it in chat. Give me a second.
Yeah, some of the best guitarists I've ever, got to play with and watch play were drummers. Actually, he was a pianist. He started off at like 4 to 9 taking piano lessons and was playing like classical music, and then they got him a drum set. I think I've told you this story before. He got into a band that got on a record label in Chicago, and they only made one album. It didn't do anything. But he played the drums like Neil Peart. There was no like standard rhythm, There was, he always hit, if it was a 4-beat, okay. But like what he did in between the first beat and the second beat and the third beat, it was always different. It was like a song-long drum solo almost that went along with the music. He was he was amazing on the drums. And he'd be sitting there playing a guitar at the beach and stuff like that. They're like, dude, you should be up on stage playing. He's like, nah, I'm a drummer. But yeah, there's something about drummers that, they're using all 4 of their limbs at the same time doing different stuff. And you want to talk about a workout? You're never going to see a drummer wearing like a sweatshirt up there.
Sorry.
If he is, it got to be cold out.
I keep thinking about Def Leppard.
The one-arm drummer.
Well, you said 4 limbs. I just kept thinking something.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. That's Def Leppard, isn't it?
I don't think so. I think that's oh, what the
Wait,
fuck?
what'd you say? Because I was Nuno and in my right ear. Yeah, that's Def Leppard.
Is it?
Yeah.
Got
something to say. It's better to burn out than to fade away. No, the Highlander, no, the Kurgan. No, come on, man. Come
Yeah.
on.
Gonna start a fire. Oh. Rise up, gather round.
All right, I'm turning off the Nuno. I dropped it in chat for everybody. Enjoy. There's more cowbell in that as well.
I need more cowbell. Oh, thank you guys. I needed that. I need to practice a little bit because I don't want to break down Sunday. I'm gonna try.
Yes, sir. I understand.
But a week ago, I couldn't even say it to myself. So I'm getting there. You know, I couldn't even just say it in my head to myself and try to like write it out. It wouldn't work.
I'm actually trying to drop a link in chat. I've got the music link to everyone, but I have yet. Come on. But
Yeah,
Hank
Angela
got
Baby Carson is always buying T-shirts and sporting
Yeah, I'm
them.
trying to give her a link to our horrible shirts, but there they are. Angela, since you asked, that didn't work. If that takes you to some backdoor link, I'll find a better way. I just went to my link. I just realized, so that may not even give you what you need to get to the thing.
So here's what I was thinking.
That's all to say.
What movie is that in?
Oh,
Oh, Balls of Fury. Ping pong movie.
Oh yeah, it is. Great movie. Very under known. Should be more well
I thought
known.
that's one of those I'll watch over and
The
over. I think
Burger
I'd go
Master.
I'm gonna save the panda. The panda's dead. Oh, and Christopher Walken was just great in that. Long, you old horn,
You old spawn dog.
those tricks. Oh,
Oh, good Lord. We've watched that too much, Zack.
and we've been doing movie night too, trying to show Darren some of the old movies from back in the day, ones that he might like. We're gonna do Down Periscope tonight, and then he's never seen The Breakfast Club, and that's just like borderline communism. I mean, every high school American should see The Breakfast Club, Dazed and Confused, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and Animal House. Those are like four classic, high schooler movies.
I had a thought cross my mind the other day, and hopefully some people here listening, some people in chat might be young enough to have a better idea of what the hell I'm going to be talking about. But I have my ex-wife when I met her, an 18-month-old daughter, Emily, and then she and I got married. And I was Emily's stepdad from the time she was, I guess, 2 till like 12 or 14, maybe. I don't know. Whenever we split, basically. Um, Emily is now Malachi, and is now my son's brother and my wife's son, which is a little hard to grasp. But I guess it's a generational thing and seems to be quite the rage these days. But I got to thinking about you know the person that I knew as Emily growing up, the little girl, and right when she started to hit that very vulnerable stage, I suppose, there was this TV show that came out. I don't know what it was. There was something that seemed a little off. Nothing I could put my finger on, nothing palpable, but present nonetheless. I think I even watched some of it. I've seen several episodes, I think. But now, sort of in this current climate of androgyny, looking back at this TV show, Kyle XY, it was really interesting. And I'd like to go back. That's a lie. I don't want to go back and try to watch it and look for clues of the programming and conditioning of the youth of then into this general androgyny that seems to be so pervasive. And I don't know why it popped into my brain the other day, but just that TV show, the Kyle XY. Wow, there was just something really because he was like this weird alien, this very asexual being. It was this weird, whole weirdness going on there that makes me think that there was a lot of that mind control, that conditioning, that bullshit agenda pushing going on inside that show. I don't know why I think that. It's just something that popped into my brain. And maybe someone will have seen enough episodes to be able to tell me, or will be young enough to be able to remember, or will be brave enough to try to sit through some Kyle XY. Because I'm not about to. There's something.
Yeah, no, I missed that completely. Thank God. My child was apparently older, I guess, and we missed that one, or at least if he saw it, it didn't look his mind.
Hyatt.
I mean, it had to be more than
Shit.
just that show, really.
All
I
right,
mean, I'm
so
not saying, what happened?
I just got tickled pink. I think we're going to be getting out of here soon, but there's something that I want to play. It's something that nobody's ever heard. Find it. I knew it was here, but it's one of those. I got it on a disc from my old kitchen manager, who was like in a couple of different bands and played live music, and was one of the few um, guys that could play guitar well enough to cover songs that make me like sit through his sets and go see him play live. His name was Smokey. Uh, his name is Smokey. Dude's still out there fucking playing little fucking stages. I know it. But Smokey had a friend named Mike. And back in the 90s, like the early 90s, well, his name was Mike Jordan. Michael Jordan was his name. Uh, and he was a musician and he played locally in a lot of the same spots that Smokey played. And he's just like, he's not a super talented guy, but it just was a super entertaining set for me to listen to. Oh, Jesus, I have to try to find it while I'm talking. Um, because he's just this character, and he covers these songs, and he's this wide variety. You never know what the hell he's going to play. Um, but one of the things that he's always, not a catchphrase, but one of the little things that he tends to say a lot when he's addressing like the audience or the crowd, or if he's setting up his next song or talking out his last song, um, like if he's happy, to describe to the people how happy he is, he'll tell them he's happy like you read about. And I just saw Hyatt say that in the chat. And Mike Jordan on this weird bootleg DVD or CD from the 90s from some no-name musician out in St. Charles, Missouri. It's the only time I'd ever heard anybody use that turn of phrase, like you read about. Until I saw Hyatt use it right there. I just thought it was interesting. Oh, you son of a bitch. But I think I actually did find some of it.
Okay.
And it would be good if we can get out on it.
We'll do.
Now we just find.
Here, I had dropped the channel link for our friend Isabella Live 2.0 channel there, Morgan. Thank you for being here, friend. And I also dropped the link. Are you there, Angela? Oh, I see you're looking. You found the shirt already. Okay, cool. Thank you. You guys are welcome to go check out those shirts. We definitely need to update. I noticed that. Actually, I think we did that now on purpose. I was going to say it looks like some of the shirts have been removed, but I think we did that way back as kind of a just freshening things up back in the day, and maybe to make some of the shirts a little more like, collectible, if you will. I know Daz has one or two from back early that no one has anymore. I don't even think I got one of those anymore. Mine got worn apart, so.
Yeah, I've got one Ironworks shirt that's just the graphics are tattered.
Yeah, that's mine. It's worn out. So, yeah. I still have my old school with the Mercator mount, though. I kept it in pretty good shape. I didn't wear it out because I like to show it off.
I've got that one.
Of course, when I was showing it off, there was still people walking around with shirts that said old school on them. So it's kind of double retro, I guess, now.
I've got the one that you were wearing in that picture that Adam got for us.
Yeah, the Adam shirts. Yeah.
Yep. But I did just recently put up that level design.
Yeah, I saw that and was liking that. I noticed that was new, and I had forgotten about the one with the photograph Zack had taken. For anyone who's there looking at the shirts, that picture from the sky or of the sky that's there that says resistance is fertile. That's one of Zack's phrases he said on the show one day. And then that picture is a picture he took of the sky. No filter, no Photoshop, just that. I thought I had made red and blue shirts, so I thought I had a blue because the picture is. There's a picture that's got the red alien face in the sky, or whatever face. And then right after it, he took another picture that turned out blue. Again, no changes to anything on his phone. But I sure thought I made a red and a blue one. Wasn't there something else about that shirt, though? Something else about that shirt. It's trying to ring a bell in my head. I don't know. It won't come to me. Maybe there was a show that was going on when we did that. Oh, that's right. Elam was there when that all happened. I remember now, sort of. I don't know. I'll go find it. Have you found your song, Josh? I'm covering hard as I can.
I mean, I've got like I said, it was given to me as a CD, and it's like this bootleg recording. Oh, come on, you silly twat. What the actual fuck?
Before you give up a big hand like you read about from my partner, Mr. Mark Wood, one time. Not diggity dog. Well, let's see here. We're going to sing a song about love and companionship. Well, forget about love. It ain't exactly a dog song. Oh, that ain't the right one.
I'll have you know this is killing me because there's so many good songs I want to hear. And this is not one of my favorites, but I just want to hear him play a little bit and we'll get the fuck up out of here.
Well, the neighbors are fighting, their baby's crying, doggone dogs barking, time ain't flying, and something tells me, oh baby, this won't ever do. You know why I get a little lonesome sometimes. Hey, don't you get lonesome too? Now, honey, tell me the truth, baby. Every once in a while, when you think about me, do I raise a little smile if you remember the good time? Oh, baby, wasn't all that bad? You know I get a little lonesome sometimes, a little lonesome for what we hate. Listen to me now. Now tell me, did we have a lover? Did we have fun? Did we do our loving like it ought to be done? And we was rocking and rolling, oh, like a couple of newborn fools. You know I get a little lonesome sometimes. Hey, don't you get lonesome? Excuse me, I'm going to talk to my harmonica for just a little bit one time.
And I'm telling you, I could jam to this shit all night long, but I think we've got shoot stings to get to. So, folks, thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Thanks for sharing memories and good times of our much-loved friend, Bob Knodel.
Before we go, I see Liz saying there were shirts she preferred there in the store that aren't there anymore. So just reach out to me, Liz, or anyone else, Angela, who isn't happy with what you're seeing.
And they're really just
do it.
basic logos is something
Reissue.
I want to. I have no sphere shirt, Iron Mill Media shirt. Basic logos are something we definitely need there.
So just let me know. And we need a newer version of the Ironworks with Zack's added figure. I just realized there's only the old one with 2.
Oh, shit.
Not the 3 with the birds, which I really like the bird edition. So, yeah, we're going to get on that, guys. I promise.
We will. Shout out to Angela Baby Carson, too.
I know.
She's recently, ground has thawed enough that far north, and she was able to go through and finally put to rest all of her little charges that had crossed the Rainbow Bridge over the wintertime. So, shout out and love and support for all of that. But
absolutely.
It makes it a lot easier when you can go pick up brand new little bitty baby friends, which I know she has done recently too. So, as she was enjoying your kitten videos, I believe she got some new little baby rats.
That's awesome.
I do believe.
That's awesome. It's a baby rat.
But I don't quote me on that.
I'm so glad to hear the
right.
kratom's working for you as well. I just saw that in chat before we get out of here. I'm so glad, friend. Absolutely. Well, I will keep the cat videos coming. In fact, I'm about to go pull them into the living room area and have some family time. So there'll be some new pictures on the way. But they've been more closed up today because it's been a weird day with the early morning show, and then Shell, me dealing with getting her loaded up and packed up and going to her sister's to do some garage sales, and then all the getting ready for today. So they've been kind of chilling. I'm going to go have some time with them. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you, Zach, Cami. Love you to death, lady. Love you, Darren. Get that thing published,
Yeah.
man.
He's working on it right now. He is.
Knew he was. I knew he was.
He is
All right.
getting
I
it.
guess we'll see you guys out there on the Twisted Towers or one of those places. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Love y'all.
Love you guys. And do stick around. Next week, we will have John the Morgal hanging out with us. Cami has confirmed. I'm going to take her at her word.
Yep.
So that's always a good conversation to be had. We have lots of catching up to do. So until then, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Be good. Be well. Life can be rough. Because my dogs are barking in the background. Anyway, love you.